Hi everyone! So, I think I'm back from my little break. Today is going to be a little stressful for me because unfortunately I will be using one of my most hated art supplies from all the art supplies in the world that I've ever tried. This is definitely somewhere in the top 3. Anyway, let me show you what we're working with today. So a few weeks ago, my boyfriend and I went to this really cute Japanese stationery store, which is not far from where we live, and they had a lot of very cute things, but all of them were very, very, very expensive. The one thing that I did end up buying was this. But at this point, you're probably wondering, why did I decide to buy an expensive version of an art supply that I really, really hate? And the thing is, I didn't know they're oil pastels. I thought they were very cutely packaged crayons. This box was tightly wrapped in plastic, so obviously I couldn't open it in store. And I don't know any Japanese, and the internet inside the mall was pretty much non-existent. So I saw this, and I saw something that, is like half of the word of crayon. And it looks like it was intended for children, so I just assumed this would be a box of crayons. And then I got home, really excited, opened the box, saw this, and immediately knew something wasn't right about this. I really hope the camera can pick it up, but this is not the texture of crayons. But I thought, maybe I'm wrong, because why would it say crayon on the box if it's not a crayon? Let's do the tiniest little swatch. And that's when I knew I hated these crayons, pens, when I hated this art supply. It's not fun for me. It might look fine, but I absolutely hate the texture of it. Like, I didn't even bother swatching all of them. I did a swatch smaller than this. And then I wanted to go back to the store and ask them if I could return this item and switch it out for something else, hopefully crayons. But then the next day, I tripped, fell, and ended up in the hospital. I didn't get a chance to return these Cray-Pas, and now I'm stuck with them forever, I guess. Oh, here's also more of the inside in the box. I'm gonna assume these are just the color names again. Anyway, since I own these pens now for the rest of my life, let's swatch all the colors and see what we're working with. Let's go. Now there's also this thing that you can do with these art supplies, and I'm really nervous and I'm not looking forward to it. I hate getting my hands dirty, and I hate the texture of these pens. But you can also very nicely smudge them. Look at that beautiful smudge we've got going here. Let's smudge this line as well. Smudging is fun. Well, let's continue swatching. These are also like really thick and they're really soft. Look at this amazing gradient we can make. I don't know. This is just not for me. I'm hating every second of this. This. I hate this. See my dirty fingers? I don't mind getting marker ink or like watercolors on my hands, but these things have texture to them, and the texture is really annoying me. So these are the colors we're working with, and evidently also the texture we're working with, and the thickness we're working with. I'm really not sure what I'm supposed to draw with this, but I feel like I should probably make use of the layering, mixing, and smudging. I really don't know what to do with this. I also just noticed I tried to record a close-up of the swatches and I forgot to hit record, so... Actually, let me test how these pens layer. Let's see what happens if we do it the other way around and try to layer the dark blue over the yellow. I mean, it kind of mixes into a green, but it also doesn't layer the way I would like it to layer. Really don't want to do this. But I've started it, paid for it, I might as well. So I'm thinking about doing a few fish in different colors and then potentially coloring in the background with the two blues so it looks kind of like they're on the water. Not sure how that's gonna work out, but I think that's what I'm gonna try to do. Guess I'm just gonna go for the first fish. Nice and big, because we're having very big, sticky, smudgy, crumbly crayons. They're not really crayons, and I personally would not compare them to crayons. It's not really working out how I envisioned it, but I mean, I guess it's a fish. I could try layering the blue on it so it maybe looks... So when I color in the background in blue later, we have a little bit of ambient lighting. And we smudge. We smudge, because that's how I was taught to use these pens. Of course, I googled Sakura Cray-Pas. I was still somewhat in denial, but as it turns out, this is a very special and unique type of crayon that the Sakura brand created. So the official term for this art supply is just Cray-Pas, which I think is short for crayon pastels. And I hate pastels, I hate oil pastels, I hate anything that goes in that kind of direction. And every time we had to use those type of art supplies at school, I would cry internally. And also for some reason, because I was the artistic child in the family, adults thought it was a good idea to get me those kind of art supplies every other year for Christmas or my birthday. And every year I would try to use them once and then just let their box rot somewhere in a corner where I can't see them. You could say it has a vibe.
Yeah, it has a vibe. But the vibe is kind of like primary school teacher.
Well, at least I'm the teacher. The colors keep mixing where I don't want them to mix, and then when I do want them to mix, they don't. Oh, I'm gonna get my hand dirty enough. I'm gonna draw over there. No. Maybe. Help me. So, these crayons are also an absolute pain for me to use because I keep calling it an accident because I don't know what else to call it. But I feel like saying I've had an accident makes it sound a lot worse than it actually was. I was on my way to a doctor's appointment and then I just fell. Like I didn't even trip over anything. I was just walking around, walking down the street, minding my own business, and suddenly I was lying on the floor in insane pain. And as it turns out, I broke my foot, and when I fell, I must have also landed on my hand, In addition to my fresh new injury on my right hand, I also have an old injury in my left hand that has never fully healed, so now I have two hands that are almost constantly in pain. And it's not a severe pain, it's just a mild pain, but you know, using my hands to do anything is not fun right now. That being said, it would be really cool if you could like, comment and subscribe, because that would cheer me up quite a bit. But also if you don't want to do it, I guess that's fine too. I just really don't want to think about these pens anymore. I don't want to... Alright, I've only got one more fish to go, I think. Does anyone know how to get rid of flies? Like, it's crazy. Like, every summer, they're everywhere in our apartment. And no matter what we do, they just don't go away. Let's smudge, because maybe the smudging will help. Alright, I think this is gonna be as much fish as I can fit in here. I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out, but I hope it is going to turn out okay. I hope it's gonna look decent. I hope I'm not gonna make everything a lot worse. This looks horrendous. This is so bad. This is so bad. Is it better or worse after smudging? Yeah, I guess that's it. Would I recommend these pens? I don't know. I am really not the right person to ask. These pens are cute. I mean, I got the box a little dirty now, but like the packaging is adorable. I really like this kind of like old school cutout kind of design. But I'm just not an oil pastels person, or I know they're called Cray-Pas, but they're essentially the same as oil pastels. I am not the person who... I'm really not the kind of person who should review art supplies like this. However, if you've never used these types of art supplies, then yes, I would absolutely recommend that you try them out. If you are someone that really enjoys art and that enjoys like traditional arts and stuff, I think you should give any kind of art supply a try at least once. And I mean, you don't have to go out and buy like a whole pack. You can just buy 1 or 2 colors and play around with those. Would I use these ever again? Absolutely not. I hated this experience. I hated using them, but it's definitely possible to create something really amazing. I did not create something amazing. I created some very mediocre looking fish, but I've seen people create some really, really cool stuff with these type of art supplies. There is a bit of a learning curve to it, I think. Like, there's quite a bit of a learning curve to it. Like, I think you really gotta get used to the feel of them, and it's really hard to convey this through a video. Like, you really have to use it yourself to know, to truly understand what the texture feels like and what using them feels like. And I'm sure that even I, if I used them more often, would be able to create something really cool, but I'm really not willing to put myself through that sort of torture. So yeah, I don't really know what to do with these. Let me know what you think about my beautiful fish. They kind of ended up looking like they're glowing. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're gonna be back next week for another one. And if you want more right now, I have a playlist that includes all of my videos. Or you can just click on one of these videos that YouTube will suggest to you on screen now. Goodbye!